So this is going to be a bit of an odd video, I guess, just because it's mostly about my account. Club V Lone, you can see it here, champion of the festival for beating, of course, festival battles. 2,144,155 power level. I thought this was a nice aesthetic power level to sort of get this video captured on. I was like, that's a nice number. But why am I making this video? If you're starting Dokkan, if you're returning to Dokkan, if you're, you know, just maybe you're just a little out of sorts. I've been playing this game for 2 years now. I started in 2023, so yeah, a little over 2 years now. And because of that, I tend to have a bit of a fresher perspective on the game. Despite me talking about things that aren't going well in Dokkan, I really like Dokkan. Dokkan's sick. You know, I'm not burnt out. I don't want to switch. I don't want to go to something else. I'm not like, oh my god, if only something else was happening. You know, I'm not like that at all. I'm closer to the truth. Like, Dokkan's pretty cool. But so the reason I wanted to say that, I guess, is just to, you know, show off my account. You can see 88,905 hidden potential nodes, link skills at max level 1800, 3,000 stages cleared, awakened characters 477, and of course our reward, what is this called? Like the data link reward. So 2,249 stones. The last time you saw my stone count was, I want to say it was at 1,800 or something about like that. It was for the the hit banner, who I summoned on. I summoned for Goku, and I summoned for Kale and Caulifla. And I got them pretty early, so it didn't really cost much. I was pretty lucky, and I haven't pulled since. I think that this would mean that I've recovered about 400-ish stones, maybe 500. And that is something I tell people all the time, is that even if you aren't liking the current Dokkan patch, even if you don't like the content coming out, even if you don't like the character released or what have you, you don't have to worry about that. Because Dokkan is a game where missions are the content, of course missions are content, right? And I wish they added more missions more often. However, as you can see here, from a lot of my missing missions, look, 8 out of 13, 38 out of 70, 3 out of 14. I leave a lot of my missions up, 11 out of 19, 11 out of 19. I tend to just do clears, and then I come back later and collect the stones. So the stones I'm getting are like there, you know what I mean? They're ones that everyone else is getting. Of course, I do pay for the subscription pack, which is why I do not call myself a pure free-to-play. But I can't obviously call myself a dolphin or a whale for spending $10 on the subscription, because, I mean, it's so minuscule. I think if you have money to spend on Dokkan and you're wondering what you should spend on, or if you want to spend on, the subscription is completely safe. So that is just a little bit of advice. Next, we can go to my characters here, go to character list. I have 3 tabs. This is a general tag. This is no tag, which means these characters do not currently possess link level 10s. And this is my link level 10 tag, right? And you can see here's my big wall of link level 10s. And I guess to come onto here and just say, I'm living what I'm rapping. Ain't no cap in my rap. I say every single time you pull, every single time a banner comes out, what is my advice? Do not pull for dupes. So here we go. No cap in my rap. 55%. New character hit, 55%. New character Pycon, 55%. And this is how I grade characters. I don't grade characters on rainbows, because my account will not be rainbowed. I am much closer to a free-to-play, low-spending audience. I assume that most people who have come here because I am a bit of a, like, you know, low-spending, quote-unquote, or more realistically, I'm essentially a free-to-play account, right? So 2,200 stones of saving is 2,200 stones I'm never getting back, you know? So when those stones are gone, they're gone. And that's something I like to talk to people about, because it doesn't mean you can't end up with dupes, right? So 55% on Glorio, but that banner was the Vegeta banner. That was a Diamond Vegeta. It was a 90% Goku. So for me, this Goku performs really well. 30 dodge, like 90%. Essentially rainbowed character, right? We can go to, who's another character I hit a lot of? Oh, this character, yeah, Vegeta. I actually got 2 dupes of this character. I double pulled them. Or did I post this? Was this a triple pull? It was something to do with the tickets. I used the tickets, or I used or I got 2 of him on the actual initial pull, and so he's at 79%, right? So very strong, very fun. Here's like another like habit of like not, only 69% on this old character who is easy aid now, right? So not exactly impressive or anything. Let's see, anything else? Jiren, I pulled on something. What did Jiren come from? 69%? I think I got a double Jiren when this character came to global. I think I got a double Jiren on tickets or something. Like, I can't remember what it was for him, but I remember getting very lucky. I did not spend many stones on him at all. But yeah, this is just, again, more of the same. I just want to show people 55%. This guy is one of my favorite characters in the game that they added. 55%, not like he has a ton of points in him, just really strong. Go over here, 55%, etc., right? So don't really concern yourself with dupes. Try not to, because your account can still look very good. You're not seeing many rainbows here. These are all free-to-play characters. Free-to-play character, scrolling down, free-to-play character, right? Like, free-to-play character. You're not going to see me free-to-play character. You're not going to see me with a bunch of dupes, man. And that is primarily because I say what I am. Yeah, this is a character I pulled a year ago, I think. He was on, I don't remember what they were on. They were on some banner a year ago, and I spent like 1,000 of my stones, my free-to-play saved up stones, and I pulled like 6 of him. You can't even see the other ones because I Baba shopped them. But yeah, I pulled like 6 of that character in a row. Pulled a bunch of this character after the facts, which is very funny because obviously they got power crept very fast, but just kept showing up. This must have been for a Tanabata, maybe. No, they were worldwide. I think this was during an anniversary. This might have been during the 9th anniversary, I think. But I don't have that in my head completely. So yeah, but just going over my account, just showing. Here's a big time easy. I can't wait for. You could argue that this is one of the characters that got me to play Dokkan. When I saw this character's animations as someone who never played Dokkan, I was like, whoa, this game is serious, right? I was like, this is crazy. Because I guess like a little bit of like lore, but I remember seeing Dokkan when it was old animations. And I was like, oh, that's cute, ball popping game. Whatever. And I never got into it. I think I must have downloaded the game for like, I don't know, a day before I was just like, nah, not really my thing. This character, when I guess I was going through a Dragon Ball mood 2 years ago. It was like Sparking Zero got teased or something like that, and I was just in a Dragon Ball mood. I was just really into Dragon Ball, and there just weren't many Dragon Ball games that I could get into. I didn't really want to spend money on Kakarot because Kakarot is okay, but as a single player experience, it doesn't have a ton of hours to get from it, and I didn't really want to spend any money on that. So I was like, I play Epic 7. I love Epic 7. Epic 7 is my favorite gacha. I'm really excited for Ethereal Restart, which is essentially Epic 7, but again. And it was those two, as well as Namek Goku, I believe, whose animations I was like, whoa, like, are you serious? And I guess the end to this story, what makes it funny is the day I opened Dokkan, this character was fucking horrible. And coming from Epic 7, that was really weird, because Epic 7 is a game where even if your character sucks the most, is the worst character in the game, you can find something to do with them, even in PvP, because it's a gear game. And that's why I always say Dokkan is fixable, but you might not like the fix, right? Here's another character I rainbowed, I think, because of Anniversary. So that's cool. Got them on dodge. Another cute character, but you can start seeing characters that I really want easy aid are characters who are old that I have a ton of copies of from just like peak banners, and they're coming up on their easy A's. That's really exciting for me, because imagine 2 years of playing this game and we're finally at the point where, and I just have one copy of this guy. We're finally at the point where I'm gonna get some easy A's, one copy of this guy, for characters that I love, right? This guy's at 90, right? Yeah, 90 here. And I don't even have Gamma 2. This is very funny. We're finally getting easy A's of characters that I love. Characters that were recent to me. Characters who will actually have some kind of like, you know, those really, really saucy animations that I otherwise never really got to use. And, you know, it's exciting. It's exciting because it feels like my box is getting unlocked finally. Like when this character Easy 8, I was super excited, right? Rainbowed him. He's been on a bunch of banners. And I mean, how could you not, right? A lot of fun using this character. Super strong. Still fine if they would just, I mean, just give villains anything. Villains need anything. But yeah, that's my box so far. 8th anniversary carnival here. This character kept showing up. I never really found many uses for them. I can't wait for next year when he inevitably easy A's. But yeah, Gohan is another one who I never really felt got great use out of. I managed to get this character rainbowed. I can't remember what he came from, but you know, Gohan's interesting because I think this is, I called the Vegito Special the best Dokkan original at the time, but arguably these are the best Dokkan original animations as this guy. And man, I can't wait for him to come back. He is a long ways away, but he will be glorious. This character I got, some of the single best animations in the entire game are on this character. I hope I get dupes and I hope he's good because he looks phenomenal. Great card art, great animations, great active, great counter, all that. But yeah, like I said, this is a bit of a rambly video just because, I don't know, I just felt like it would be kind of cool to go through this list of characters that just, you know, demonstrate where you can get with Dokkan, because I think people just look at like a lot of gacha as like it's completely up to like RNG and whaling and so on and so forth. And if you're playing like a PvP gacha, which I'm going to be soon when I play a Theory Restart, certainly that can be the case. But in these single player gacha, it really is just up to you to behave yourself essentially. And it starts with getting your missions done. It starts with, unfortunately, doing your link leveling so you can get this present at the end. This is where a lot of your power will come from, your stone power, because this is 10 stones here, 10 stones here is 20, 30, 40, 45, and then so on and so forth, right? So you get a ton of stones from this, and I mean, I hope you're just filling this out, getting to level 12 or whatever it is every time. I think, what is one other thing I would say is I actually, when I first started Dokkan, I used to burn dragon stones doing restarts. So I would lose, and in my head, I just needed to burn some stones so I could do the missions and I would get the stones back. But one thing I've learned from playing a bunch of Dokkan is so much of your stone count is in logins, so much of your stone count is in the actual specials that are running at the time, like just like login rewards get 20 stones, login rewards get 30, you know, social media campaign 7, login, do your dailies, get 5 or whatever. And so much of it is obviously in doing your easy A's. And you can see I do not do easy A's to 999. I do not give a shit. I don't have a collector spirit in me. I've talked about it before. I don't give a fuck about collecting. What I want most is for the game to be fun. Like I want to play the game. I want to take my units into the fights, and I want to do fights, and I want to try characters. I don't care at all about collecting. That is where Dokkan is the weakest for me. There are games I play for collection. Like I get on Pokemon Pocket. I don't play against people. I just open packs, look at the cards, see the art, see that I'm like, that's cool. But other than that, oh yeah, here's two very funny rainbows here. I can't remember where I pulled this guy from, but I was just getting him. I gave him a bunch of dodge because he's terrible. And this Trunks I got on one of the carnival banners. It might have been literally this recent anniversary. I can't remember where he was, but got a ton of him. Sad what they did to my boys' animations. They are awful, but they certainly aren't great. And yeah, you just need to hold your stone count down, right? Yeah, I guess that's really it. This just a quick update video talking about my account. This isn't really something I've been through. I've never really done a retrospective on like, or like a retrospective or an explanation of like where my account is, or you know what I do. I'd say more than anything, the way, if there's like a skill in Dokkan, the only real skill in Dokkan is patience. And it's cheesy to say, it sucks to hear, it's the worst, but if you want a lot of these characters, like, the characters become bad so fast. Tao is going to be bad really fast. You might not think so, but like, he's going to go from where he is now, and we're going to get the global download celebration, and we're going to get a new fight, and then all these fucking villains that are on his team are going to get killed in one hit, and he's going to disappear. You know, mark my fucking words. I hope I'm wrong, but that's where I think is going to happen. All right. And it's just going to come down to, if you're patient and you pull on the best banners and you don't pull on dog shit, you don't pull on like 10 featured garbage, that's how you end up with, you know, Super Boo, who's super strong, gets a really powerful easy ace. You get, you know, bonus points on him. He finally easy ace. He's really good. And pulling on everything and getting garbage is how you end up with a dead account, right? I mean, look, like, Yamcha's coming up on an easy A. All right, 55%. Hey, at least I got him. ROF Blues coming up on an easy A. 79%. Hey, sounds fun, right? Nice. Like, it's one of those things where, look, like, yeah, Rainbow Metal Cooler, a character who was completely useless the day I started my account. Awful. But he's rainbowed, coming up on an easy A, right? I want to show the god. Where is he? Yeah, he's right here. LR Cooler, completely useless the single day I started my account, coming up on an easy A. Patience is the virtue in this game. Do I dare say coming up on an easy A and completely useless the day I got him? Hell yeah, dude. Can't wait. I'll see you there, Super 17. Yeah. I love Dokkan. Oh, look at that beast, man. I love Dokkan. I'll continue to love Dokkan. Dokkan's super fun. I can't wait to see what we get going into Daima, you know, Global Download Celebration Daima, or, you know, Namek, or, you know, Wicked Bloodline X Goku would be super cool too. So, lots of fun ahead. Continue to love Dokkan. Continue to enjoy Dokkan. Here's my account. Hope it at least gives you something to aspire to. Maybe you're new. Maybe you're, you know, you're free to play, like mostly free to play like me. Maybe you're, you know, you spend just a little bit, maybe you get the subscription like me. No matter how it goes, like, this is the skill that you need to sort of hold on to, you know, just deathly grip your patience. I promise you that you will get 2,200 stones logging into this game doing, here's what I'll finish it here. Here is what I do most days of Dokkan. I get on, I do this, I do this, I don't even do this. I do this if it's here, I click here, I click missions, I collect, and the only other thing I don't even do Peton anymore. I don't do Peton, I barely do World Tournament, I get the small stones and I leave. I go to Ultimate Clash, I make sure I get every stone reward, so right here. Obviously, you will not be able to get this the moment you start your count, but I get my stone rewards, I leave. And if you're someone who's like, oh my god, how does that like work out for you? Like, you know, I don't even spend these. These characters are so dog shit. There has never been one of these I needed. I think the most useful of these was Ginyu for like early quests. That's it. These are dog shit characters. I'm not a collector. I wish they stopped putting these in the game altogether. I wish they never made another Battlefield memory character again, because they're so bad. So like I said, but the stones are there, 30 stones or something like that. If you just hold on to your patience, treat Dokkan like your second game, even if Dokkan's your favorite, even if it's the one you only watch content for, even if it's this or that, like, treat Dokkan like it's your second game, and it'll reward you like it's your main game. I promise you. With all that being said, like, if you liked the video, I've been Lone. Subscribe to the club. We all go make it, and peace.